Alright, in this video, you'll learn the two important tenses in past, le passé composé and l'imparfait. You've already learned passé composé and a bit about imparfait, that it's used for description, but we'll learn more about these tenses and their differences, how to use it, the conjugation of imparfait, and more about all of it in this video. Alors, allons-y. So, see how we can differentiate passé composé and imparfait symbolically. Okay, so look at this image. You can see that both these tenses are used to talk about something that happened in the past. Okay, I'm talking about it right now. So, I am here in présent, but I'm talking about something that happened that was in the past. But for that, we have two major tenses, passé composé and imparfait. What is the difference between the two, when to use which one? That's what we'll learn now. Now, if you see this symbolical representation of the French past tenses, you'll see that passé composé is represented by specific points. Yes, because it shows a completed action. Okay, these are short, completed actions with a fixed beginning and fixed end. Okay, something happened, okay, and it got over in the past. Okay, whether it's I ate, I drank, I went out, I had my dinner, anything. Okay, those actions are in passé composé. Okay, these are one time actions, precise actions that happened and got over. Whereas imparfait is represented by a continuous line, okay, or as you can see over here, it is a broken line, but it means that something happened repetitively. Okay, so here you can see it's something like habit or something that used to happen, but it didn't happen only once, it happened multiple times. That's why it is represented by this broken line. And imparfait is also used to talk about a description in past. Okay, to do a description in the past. So for that, or for an ongoing action that doesn't have a definitive end. Okay, it was happening, but there is no idea on when the action ended or on the end of the action. Okay, so that is also imparfait. So this is what you should know about it, that passé composé is an action. Okay, c'est une action au passé. But if it's description, la description au passé, it has to be imparfait. Because when we describe someone or something, it is not an action. It is a completely different thing. So description passé, for that we'll use imparfait. Okay, so that is the first difference. The second difference is passé composé is something that is not continuous. Okay, une action complète, action finie. Okay, action finie or complete. Okay, it is not something that was ongoing. Okay, and imparfait is passé continu. Okay, past continuous, you can say passé continu, or une action qui continue au passé. Yes, it is like was doing, was going. When I saw that action, or I'm talking about that action was ongoing. It wasn't complete. When I saw him, he was crossing the road. Okay, so when I saw him, that action was ongoing. It was not completed. So that action is imperfect. Okay, you can say past continuous or was plus verb. Okay, was plus ing verb. Was doing, was going, was eating, anything like that. That is imperfect. Okay, then one more thing about it is that it is une action qui s'est passée une fois. It happened once. Not that it used to happen or it happened multiple times. Non, ça s'est passé une fois. Okay, à un moment précis. Okay, at a precise point of time. And this thing that happened over and over again. Okay, so une action répétitive. Okay, une action répétitive. Yes, or you can say une habitude, a habit in the past. Okay, like you can say something like used to. Okay? When I was a kid, I used to play cricket every evening. So you can see every evening something that happened again and again. Or you can say it was a habit in the past. So that is also where we use, that is the place where we use imparfait along with description and past continuous. Here also we use imparfait. Okay. And one more thing, une action ponctuelle. Okay. A short action that happened and got over. It started, it happened, it got over. That's why it's represented by a point and not by a line. Here it is a line because imparfait is also used for a situation. Okay, the entire situation, not one point of time in the past. Okay, but it is an entire situation. Like when I was a kid, when I was small, when I was in school, when we had the pandemic, right? When I was in Paris. So that is not one small point in the past. It is actually something that happened over a longer period of time. So it is a situation. Une situation au passé. So there also we'll use imperfect. Okay. So this is what you should know. If this is clear, then it will be very easy for you to conjugate them and then to use them separately at the correct place. Okay. So remember the symbolic representation of these past tenses and the difference between the two. Yes. So let's take a few examples to see if you understood it well. It focuses on imparfait. Okay, see, imparfait. Okay, so let's have a look at this picture. Yes, so you can see 4 pictures. Okay, with the information given on that picture, and the words in bold are in imparfait. Okay, so all these sentences are in imparfait. But you have to read and think, why is imparfait used over here and not passé composé? What is the use of imparfait? Is it for description or an action that is repetitive, or it's about a situation in the past? Okay, whatever it is, you have to think, or a continuous action, obviously, in the past. So think, and then I'll tell you the answers. Okay, I'll give you a moment. Okay, so let's discuss the first one. Quand elle était à Paris, elle habitait dans un appartement en face de la tour Eiffel. So here, we cannot use passé composé. Okay, it is not a one-time action that happened in the past. Okay, it is, what is it? Is it description au passé, action qui continue au passé, une action répétitive ou une habitude au passé, ou une situation passée? Quand elle était à Paris. So when she was in Paris, okay, it is not something like yesterday, one day. No, it is something that was happening or that happened over a long period of time. Okay, so it is actually une situation. Bien sûr, au passé, everything is in the past tense. I'm not writing that particularly, but this is a situation in the past. Okay, quand elle était à Paris, so when she was in Paris, she used to live in an apartment facing the Eiffel Tower. Okay, so this is a situation in the past, so we'll use imparfait. Second example, son appartement est